Welcome to Planet Zoo. We will be going through the park and experience some live animals. In the meantime, I will tell you some interesting facts about each animal. I'm sure we'll make it just lovely. First up, we will be heading to the spider house. Here we have the Goliath bird eater, the king of spiders. Unlike jumping spiders, Goliath bird eaters have bad eyesight. They rely instead on modified leg hairs sensitive to vibration to warn them of danger. If a predator gets too close, the Goliath has an unusual weapon, harpoon-shaped hairs tipped with stinging barbs. The spider rubs its legs together, launching a shower of miniature missiles into the air. The hair connects with the would-be assailant's eyes and skin, sending it scurrying. Luckily for us, the venom of the spider is not deadly to humans, but getting bitten by one still wouldn't be the best experience, unless you're into that sort of thing. Next up is the Brazilian salmon pink tarantula. These spiders can have a leg span of up to 25 centimeters. They make good use of these as they have long salmon-colored hairs sticking out of their legs, abdomens and mouth parts. As you can imagine, their bayonet as great as rifle. They just shoot tape some guns to their legs. These big bulky boys eat small birds and a lot of insects. Sometimes they also eat lizards, frogs and mice. Unlike a lot of spiders, they don't weave webs. I guess they don't want to show off their legs to just anyone. These spiders jump out to catch prey and then subdue it, so it's very good that they're behind glass. That brings us to the Brazilian wandering spiders, also called armed spiders or banana spiders. These belong to the genus Phoneutria, which means murderous in Greek. And it's no wonder why. It's one of the most venomous spiders on Earth. Its bite can be deadly to humans, especially children, although anti-venom makes death unlikely. The Guinness Book of World Records has named the Brazilian wandering spider the world's most venomous spider for multiple years. The last spider is the Mexican red-kneed tarantula, who looks like a giant cuddle bear. Don't be mistaken, however, these spiders are big enough to eat small mammals and reptiles. With a leg span well over 15 centimeters, these little crawlies burrow themselves into the earth and hide from prey until the very moment it will lash out. A lot of creepy crawlies here, luckily we have the glass. Let's look at the beautiful view and then be on our way. We shall continue our journey with the Froppie house. Here we have the Goliath frog, he big. Onward we have the golden poison frog, next to it. These extremely fun looking frogs are some of the most toxic animals on Earth. A single one has enough venom to kill 10 grown men. The indigenous people of Colombia have used the powerful venom for centuries to tip their blowgun darts when hunting. Interestingly, scientists are unsure of the source of the frog's toxicity. Poison frogs in captivity that are isolated from insects in their native habitat never develop venom. Their venom has also been turned into a synthetic version that shows promise as a powerful painkiller. By day, the red-eyed tree frogs will conceal their brightly colored flanks with their limbs and close their eyes to sleep, so be very quiet. This posture helps camouflage them against leaves and also reduces water loss. Like other jumpy lads in our zoo, the red-eyed tree frogs are not poisonous. The last Froppie is Lemon's poison frog. Immediately after the raining season, males find appropriate places to store eggs, near water and safe from predators, and attract females by a series of calls. Once the female chooses a male, she will deposit a few large eggs about 1.2 meters above the forest floor on leaves within the area that the male selected. The male fertilizes the eggs and looks after them to ensure their survival. He periodically rotates the eggs to ensure they receive enough oxygen. 2 to 4 weeks following fertilization, the male carries the eggs on his back via a sticky mucus. Due to the cannibalistic nature of the tadpoles, he takes each one up to a different site. Tadpoles are fed unfertilized eggs from the female. Common areas for tadpoles to mature include bromeliads, hollow trees, and bamboo stalks. It takes 2 to 3 months for tadpoles to develop into adults, real forest dwellers. What beautiful little hoppers they are. Next up, we shall try and pet some peafowls. Here we are at the Indian peafowl habitat. Lovely creatures, aren't they? Did you know that male peafowl are called peacocks and female peafowl are called peafens? Together they form a bevy or ostentation or muster. Sometimes they even call it a party. That's when they get together and get blackout drunk. Don't Google that one. A fun fact is that the peacocks shed some of their feathers every year, so the feathers can come to you harm-free, which is very good indeed. There are also white peacocks, but don't confuse them for being albino. This is thanks to a genetic mutation that causes a lot of pigmentation called leucism. This differs from an albino animal in that their eyes don't turn red. It is all very interesting indeed. Look at the lovely garden. Here we have some pink chimkens. Out of the world's 6 species of flamingo, greater flamingos are the most widespread and common member of the flamingo family. Greater flamingos have an attractive coloration and appearance. Their feathers are pinkish white, the wing coverts are red, and the primary and secondary flight feathers are black. They have long pink bills with a black tip, yellow eyes, and long pink legs. The male is bigger than the female, and juveniles have a grey-brown coloration, with some pink on their underparts, tails and wings, with the legs and beak being mainly brown. Next to the pink chimkens, we have the grizzlies. Grizzly front claws can be up to 10 centimeters in length, claws as long as human fingers. It is highly advisable you avoid these. Sadly, grizzly bear populations have been drastically reduced by hunting, logging, development and mining. Yet in Canada, grizzly bears are still legally hunted for trophy. Though they are incredibly big, hunting them for trophy is not okay and they should for the most part just be left alone. But let us move onward to the wolves. These wolves are called timber wolves, which are also known as the grey wolves. Although many timber wolves are grey, they can also have coats that are brown, all white or all black. Timber wolves are between 1.2 and 1.6 meters long and can weigh anywhere from 18 to over 40 kilograms. Timber wolves live on the continents of North Africa, Asia, Europe and the northern part of Africa. They live in the wilderness, usually far away from people. However, as more land is cleared to build homes near forests, timber wolves often end up being closer to humans than they would like. Maybe this is why the big bad wolf wanted to blow the pigs' houses down. They were on his land after all. The wolf said 1312. Don't forget to stay hydrated and it's time to grab a snack. Western diamondbacks are pit vipers. This means that they have a heat-sensing pit, lorry or pit, located behind each nostril that can detect differences in temperature, sometimes differences that are only a fraction of a degree apart. The heat given off by an animal is detected by the snake, helping it to determine predator from prey. Mice, rats, rabbits, gophers, ground-dwelling birds, lizards, and other small animals make up the diet of this snake. On the other side of the coin, diamondbacks have many predators, and not always because the predator wants to eat them. Animals such as deer, antelope, cows, and horses regard the diamondback as a threat. They may try to trample or stomp the snake. Eagles, hawks, roadrunners, king snakes, coyotes, bobcats, or foxes are predators who look at these snakes as a source of food. Next to the western diamondback rattlesnake, we find the common death adder. These cryptids from Australia and Papua New Guinea are, like their name implies, incredibly deadly. The venom from death adders is mostly neurotoxic, eventually leading to a loss of control in the voluntary muscular system via postsynaptic blockage of neuromuscular transmission. This then can result in respiratory failure and therefore death unless given assisted breathing. With an average fang length of 6.2 mm and being a high venom yielder, combined with the fact they are nocturnal and cryptic, death adders are considered highly dangerous to co-inhabiting humans or their pets. That's why we keep them here, in this cage, and thankfully they can't escape from here. The eastern brown snake is considered the second most venomous terrestrial snake in the world, behind only the inland taipan of Central East Australia. It is responsible for about 60% of snakebite deaths in Australia. Eastern brown snakes are not only very aggressive, but they are also very fast. Australian naturalist David Flea reported that these snakes could outpace a human running at full speed, another good reason to invest into sturdy glass for your habitats and exhibits. Upstairs, we have some lizards. The eastern blue-tongue lizard spends the majority of their day searching the ground for food and basking in the sun. At night they seek shelter in logs, leaf litter or other ground debris, a little like exotic cats. When threatened, the blue-tongued lizard puffs up its body, sticks out its long blue tongue and hisses. If the intended target is unimpressed, the white-bodied lizard hisses and then flattens out its body in hopes of appearing too large to attack. Are we entirely sure this is not a cat? No. Blue tongues do not have well-developed teeth, but are capable of a powerful bite. They also have a habit of not letting go, contributing considerably to the pain. Not entirely a cat. The overlapping scales help keep out dirt, sand, and other debris. Healthy adults usually shed every 6 weeks. Shedding takes a considerable amount of energy, greatly reducing regular food metabolism. The green iguana, as the name suggests, are mostly green. However, these iguana are sometimes found in other colors besides green, including blue, orange, and purple. The color of their skin acts as camouflage, allowing them to blend into the landscape. Their skin is tough and waterproof. An interesting feature of green iguanas is their third eye. This is an extra eye on top of their head. The eye is not quite like a normal eye, but it can help iguana detect the movement of a predator sneaking up on them from above, like a bird, allowing the iguana to escape. Iguanas have good eyesight with their regular eyes as well. The Gila monsters are the largest lizards native to the United States. They get their name from Arizona's Gila River Basin, where they were first discovered. Gila monsters are often found in the Sonoran, Mojave, and Chihuahuan deserts in the southwestern United States and northwestern Mexico. A group of these lizards is called a lounge, which is appropriate since they love to lie around and soak up the sun's rays. In fact, other than eating, sunbathing is the only reason a Gila monster will leave its home underground. What a life they must live. Then the last of the lizards. The Lesser Antillean iguana was once found throughout the Lesser Antilles, ranging from Anguilla to Mariting, but population sizes have been subject to a rapid decline. Nowadays, the Lesser Antillean iguana is found on only 13 islands in the region, with St. Eustatius being its last refuge within the Caribbean, hence its listing on the IUCN Red List as an endangered species facing extinction. Preservation is a huge part of zoos for these iguana, which is unfortunate. The yellow anaconda is a non-venomous boa species endemic to southern South America. It is one of the largest snakes in the world, but smaller than its close relative, the green anaconda. The color pattern consists of a yellow-golden tan or greenish-yellow ground color overlaid with a series of black or brown saddles, blotches, spots, and streaks. Females in this species are generally larger than males. Yellow anaconda are solitary snakes that can be active both during the day and night. They spend most of their life in or around water and are sometimes known as water boas. When in water, anacondas usually float atop the water with their snouts barely poking out above the surface. Although most of their time is spent in aquatic habitat, yellow anacondas do come out onto land in order to move to other water bodies for hunting terrestrial prey and for mating. The puff adder is a venomous viper species found in sub-Saharan Africa and on the Arabian Peninsula. This snake is responsible for causing the most snakebite fatalities in Africa, owing to various factors such as its wide distribution, frequent occurrence in highly populated regions, and aggressive disposition. Puff adders are solitary and nocturnal creatures. Although they spend most of their time on the ground, these snakes are good swimmers and can also climb with ease. Often they are found basking in low brushes. Then the one we all know, the boa constrictor. As the name of the boa constrictor would suggest, it suffocates its prey or enemies to death. This is, however, false up to a certain extent. Boa constrictors actually cut off the victim's blood supply, according to a 2015 study. This is faster than trying to squeeze the air out of the prey, since the prey often can be very dangerous. After a large meal, the boa constrictor might not eat again for weeks. Boa constrictors are oviviparous, which means that their eggs stay inside the mother's body until they are ready to hatch, after which she gives birth to live young snakes. These babies are independent within minutes of setting foot, or rather body, on this world. They are no longer baby, they want power. Then my favorite animal in this zoo, the red panda. They are highly territorial and live a solitary existence except during mating season. Instantly recognizable by their red coloring and cute face, long bushy tails and cute face, and raccoon-like features and cute face. They are excellent tree climbers and are able to descend trees head first. And that concludes our tour through this beautiful zoo. Oh, you came here to hear about Planet Zoo? It's a very relaxing game with an at times infuriating UI that feels like they wanted it to be more of an architecture simulator, yet they knew that wouldn't sell, so they made it a zoo game. Having said that, the animals look superb, the red pandas are super cute, and if you just want to fuck around and have a happy little zoo, I can 100% recommend it. Thank you.